Hello, today we're going to have a look at the Sunjo 13 amp bladeless electric leaf shredder. Bought this off of Amazon. It's pretty easy to assemble out of the box, so it's all put together. So let's get right to it and see how it works. Let's just have a look at what that mulch looks like when it's done. It's pretty fine. It gets a pretty good reduction down. See, all those leaves came down to some pretty nice, pretty fine chewed up oak leaves. That'll make nice mulch in the garden in the spring. Okay, well, the first thing you'll notice with the Sunjo 13 amp bladeless electric leaf shredder, and it is bladeless, it uses basic weed whacker or trimmer line as its blade, or as its shredding device. I call it blade because I guess it's bladeless. So there's two of them in there. To be honest, I only use one long one at a time. As one gets worn down, I leave it. You see how finely it shreds the leaves. With two of them full strength, full length, it really pretty much made the leaves into powder. One thing you will note is the legs are adjustable. I've got them down as low as they go. I'm just putting it into a box so I can put it right into my compost pile. They do go higher. I put it lower, use the box, just because it's quite frankly less effort to lift lower than it is to lift it up higher. Okay, let's talk shredder line changes. So, I mentioned it's bladeless, but you've got these lines in here, and I think the literature says to cut them out, but it's easier just to kind of push them out. Once they get too short and they're not quite as effective as they were. You pull that out of there, slip that out. You know, this is the line that comes with the shredder. You just replace these. It's pretty simple. Just go through there. Make sure they're fairly equal. Run the first one through the hole. Tight. The same with the second one. And pull it tight. And there. Now you've got your shredding line changed. Pretty simple, pretty quick. They will wear down fairly quickly depending on what you're chipping, especially if you're running sticks through it. But I'd say you probably get a good half hour or so. Again, I'm using only one full one, letting the other side kind of wear down a little bit. If you run two full ones, it really chops your leaves into dust. So as you can see, it's pretty much a one-person operation, and one person can handle this pretty much by themselves. Although it is a little bit more fun when you got company to distract you from time to time from the task at hand. But it's all good. It all works pretty well.
To the long stems of hay, so it you got to feed it slow into this, definitely, and just takes a few you know, not many seconds at all to get it looking like this. So this was how hay starts out, and then it shreds it into some fine material. This will be great for him. So I'll turn it on here. It's really loud, so oh, I put a bag under here. I started with that 5-gallon, or that big bucket, and just kind of set the thing over top of it. But it gets a pretty good tornado going, I guess, and it kind of was spraying all the hay out. So I definitely had to have a bag underneath. And it basically you just feed the edges of the bag through this little bungee cord. However, I kind of crudely put it in there, but so anyway, I'm going to turn it on and show you kind of how this works. Definitely feed it slow, or else it'll just, you know, you don't want to get too much in there. So I'll turn it on. Wear safety goggles. Pretty dusty, depending on your allergies and stuff like that. You know, you might want to wear a little dust mask or something. But other than that, here we go. That's pretty much it. As you can see, it's a little dusty, but so it just kind of mulches it into this kind of stuff. So does a good job. I'm impressed with it. I recommend it for leaves or even hay. Like I said, you see this is an alfalfa mix, so you know it's kind of straw-like, little thicker hay, but I think it would do great for leaves and hay. So there you go. Enjoy.
Well, got my Sun Joe leaf shredder here. Couldn't be more disappointed. I used it twice, and the second time that I was using it, smoke started rolling out of it, and it started seizing up, and so I stopped, let it cool off, and thought I'd plug it in the next day to see maybe it just got hot, but got the same thing. It was seized up and the spindle wasn't turning, and took the cover off over here to take a look at what was going on here, and of course I took this apart here now. When this was down over the top, lined up like this, and this is exactly pretty much what it looked like before I took it apart. So the fans here, it looks like just spun right off of the spindle and busted. So this is a $100 piece of junk that I used twice. I bought it a year ago, so it's beyond returning. I bought it November 9th, 2022, and I used it one time last year, and it worked great. And used it yesterday for the second time, and I still have a huge pile of leaves to shred and get rid of because this thing crapped out about 10 minutes into the job. So, Son Joe, if you're listening, I'd love my money back, or maybe we can try a second one and see what that works. See if that works any better.